Hey, hey, hey. Good morning. We are back. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, your behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence. Stop procrastinating, and you got to get your dreams out of your head into your life. I pray that you are having an amazing start to your day. Again, this is the first Sunday of the new year. And I pray that you have had a great first 2 days, two full days into the new year. And this is the third. This is the third. This is baby Ob's birthday again. She is 4 today. Spoke with her on the phone just a few seconds ago. Of course, she's playing and jumping around and not talking. And so that's why we are back so soon. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to join. You see what the title of this live feed is: Be Still, because the next step is being ordered. Be still, the next step is being ordered. Sometimes we have no clue on the very next thing that we should be doing. Sometimes we have no clue on just the very next thing. Don't get, overwhelmed with the next 10 things, the next 20 things. Don't get overwhelmed with next month stuff. Let's just look at the very next step, because a lot of times we will worry about things that's down the road, and we will skip over the things that is up close to us. So we want to be mindful that we are not jumping ahead, that we are not trying to do things out of order, but that we are moving according to um, the plan, according to the plan. And sometimes it's not our plan. I think sometimes we get frustrated and we begin to think that, that things are not happening the way we plan. It's not our plan, but we have to be still and know that He is moving things in direction for us. Let me check something. Okay, I think we're moving. Yeah, but sometimes we begin to think that I don't know the next step, but it's not according to the next step we want to make. It may be the next step that He wants us to make. Okay, go ahead, invite someone, share this out. Go ahead and invite someone, share this out, and we're going to get this party started. But I want you to really think about the things that you are desiring to do, the things that you are needing to do, and the things that you really, those desires are those things that you really want to do. But I want you to really be patient and look for the directions for the very next step. You don't have to know the entire way. You don't have to know how you're going to do a thing. The first thing that you need to think about is, what is the thing that you're going to do? A lot of times we get trapped on the how. We need to get on the what. When we make a decision on what it is that we want, when we make a decision on what it is that we want to do, when we make a decision on where we are trying to go, the how will show up. The how will show up every time. But a lot of times we get stuck on the how versus what it is that we want. Because how is not necessary if we don't know what we want. We don't need directions if we don't know where we're going, right? We only need to get directions after we make a decision on where we are going, where it is that we're trying to go, what it is that we're trying to do, who it is that we're trying to impact, who it is that we want to help. When we find out, when we're able to answer those questions, how will be revealed. So sometimes when we're stuck in a place and we don't know, you know how sometimes when you are using your GPS system and you are parked in a parking garage and you get ready to leave, and you're thinking, I don't know which way to go. And so you're trying to get the directions that you need. But in the parking garage, your signal a lot of times is not really good, right? So think about it. You're in a parking garage, you don't have a good signal, you don't know which way that you need to go. What do? Sometimes you would just sit there and wait because you're looking and thinking that the signal will get stronger and therefore you're able to put in your address. Sometimes you may drive out to the end, as long as you're not holding up traffic and everything, you will drive out, you'll go ahead and go through the paying arm and everything, and then you'll drive out to where your GPS will pop up, it'll populate, and then you're able to make the correct left or right turn, when you're coming out of the parking garage. And so that's what we need to do with our life. Sometimes we're trying to move in advance of getting the direction to the next place that we are trying to go. Good morning to you. As you come on, if you can just let me know where you're tuning in from, if you can invite someone, if you can share this out with someone, that would be great. And so we're talking about being still and knowing that the next step is being ordered. Being still when we don't know which way to go. Sometimes we have to sit and wait until our signal is a little bit stronger. Therefore, we would not have to have detours. We don't have to turn around, and we're not holding up other people behind us. And so when we have a stronger signal on our GPS, then we are given the steps, we're given the direction that we need in order for us to get to where we're trying to get to. And so the example I gave is, sometimes when you're in a parking garage, your GPS signal is not that good. You don't have a good signal. But then when you get to the edge of the garage I'm talking like right before. This has happened to me on many occasions. Right before it is time for you to pull out in the street, the GPS system will begin to speak and say, turn right. Turn right. So we have to think about that we have a GPS system that's giving us direction, that is ordering our steps, step by step, that we may not have the whole gamut. We may not have the full spectrum when we start. But if we are patient enough, if we are willing to just be still, if we're willing to be still and know that the very next turn that we need to make is being ordered, the very next step that we need to make is being ordered. The very next thing that we need to do, it is being ordered. So we don't have to know the whole thing. We don't have to know everything. We just have to know what it is that we want, where we're trying to go, be patient, be still, and watch how the directions will unfold itself to say you turn right or you turn left or you do this or you do that. And sometimes the next step is don't do that. Don't go there. Don't invest in that. Don't get involved in that. And I think a lot of times we begin to think that those steps are not being ordered because it's something that we want, but the brakes has been put on. We lost the signal because the signal that we had according to our plan and the thing that we wanted to do is not the thing that God was guiding us to do. And so we want to be mindful of the small voice that we are hearing as each step is being ordered in our lives. It is vitally important for us to recognize that our steps are being ordered step by step. We don't have the whole case. We don't have the whole map. We don't have the whole plan. We know what it is that we want. We know where it is where we're trying to go. So I want you to realize that being still is not in vain. Being still is not in vain. We want to make sure that we are operating and that we are moving and that we are doing the things that are necessary. But being still is not in vain. Rest is just as necessary as movement because we can't be on the move all the time. Rest is needed. So be still. Be still and know that your next step is being ordered. Be still and know that the next instruction is being written up. Be still and know that the very next thing that you need is on the way. You have to be patient. You have to realize that you don't have to have everything up front. You don't need all of the directions up front. Just wait for the very next one. Just wait for the very next one. And so we're going to, let me see. we're going to, we're going to get ready to get off here because y'all are quiet. And let me see. Hold on 1 second. You all are quiet, but that's okay. We're going to keep moving, keep grooving, keep doing what we need to do. Oh, come on. I want you to turn to the side. Anyway, that's not working. Okay. But anyway, so if you has been stuck already, and I know today is just the 3rd, but you got to realize that you didn't start over on the 1st. You're continuing the journey that you was on December the 31st. On December the 1st, it's a continuation. You didn't start over. It's a continuation. So the next step on your continued journey is being ordered. And it's being ordered now. You're going to know what to do before it's too late, before it's time for you to turn, before it's time for you to get out of the garage. And you're thinking, come on, GPS, I don't know which way to go. And right on time. How many of you know that God is an on-time God? He is always on time. He may not come when we want him, but he is always, always, always on time. So I encourage you to stay encouraged. I encourage you to be still and know that he is God. I encourage you to wait on the next step and do not try to move ahead. Do not try to move too fast, trying to do too much. Do not move prematurely and never quit. Quitting is not an option. So look, we're going to get out of here. We have a long, yes he is. Oh, yes he is. We're getting ready to get out of here because you all are really quiet. I hope that I've said something to at least, to encourage you to keep moving on. It doesn't matter about what is going on in our lives, what situations we're having to deal with. One thing that we know for sure, it doesn't matter what goes up and what goes down. It doesn't matter who changed and what changed. God is the same today, yesterday, and forevermore. He is always the same. He is always on time. He always has the answer. He has the answers, the comfort. He has the wisdom, the knowledge. He has that listening ear. Everything that we need, he has it. And so when we are patient and when we are gleaning from him, knowing that everything that we need, he have it. When we know that the very next step, even though we don't know the way, we don't know what is going to happen, we don't really know how things are going to pan out, how they're going to unfold. But when we lean not to our own understanding and know that he is God, when we trust in him, when we trust in his guidance, his direction, when we allow him to comfort us in our most desperate times of need. Because when you're in a city, city that you're not familiar with, especially when you come from a small city and you don't have interstates and you don't have exits and you don't have all the busy traffic and all these different sorts of types of things, when you're traveling somewhere, that can be really nervous because you can think, okay, I'm gonna make the wrong turn. You can think to yourself that I'm gonna get lost. You can think that this traffic is so heavy that I can't do this. But how many of you know that you can do all things with Christ who strengthens you? You can do all things that need to be done. So when we put our trust in him and allow him to order our very next step, the things that you're working on, they will be successful. Your business will be successful. Your marriage will be successful. Your relationships, they will be successful. Raising your kids will be successful. You know, starting and building and having a legacy, it will be successful. Anything that we put our hands to, when we put our hands to it and let him hold our hand, when we let him order our steps, when we let him lead and guide us, that we're not trying to run out in front of him and we're not trying to help him, but if we are allowing him to help us, we are vulnerable, we are humbled, we are grateful, we're so thankful that he is willing to help us, he will do what he does. That's what I like about him. I love that he do what he does, and it requires nothing but me to be humble, trusting, walking by faith, that I can say, you know what, I don't know what to do, but I know that you do. Order my very next step, dear Lord. So we're getting ready to get out of here, and I pray that you have an amazing, amazing, amazing day. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated. I am known as your procrastination strategist, your behavior change expert. I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. I will talk to you later.